Welcome back. Nigeria's acting president, Yemi Osinbajo, is encouraging members of the public to file any complaints they have about the Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigeria Police Force, SARS. This comes a day after he ordered the immediate overhauling of the unit following allegations of human rights abuses. The tweet on the official presidency handle gives a list of all the ways and numbers that Nigerians can use to file accounts of alleged abuses, past or present, committed by the unit. Professor Osinbajo also asked the Inspector General of Police to stop the activities of the police unit with immediate effect and ensure that any units that will emerge from the process will be intelligence-driven and restricted to the prevention and detection of armed robbery and kidnapping.
That gladdened the hearts of many Nigerians. The acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo's call for the overhaul of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, popularly known as SARS. The Inspector General of Police promptly responded with a pledge to immediately begin the process. This action comes after months of protests across the country by citizens who felt a number of the security personnel in the unit had lost the plot of why they were set up and acting out of jurisdiction. The airwave was laden with stories and videos of SARS brutality.
Shoot me. Shoot me.
You can see my eyes, because putting a word into my mouth to talk. Due to that, be beating me, different beating with different type of people, intimidating me, using knocking me all over my body, slapping me to my face. Different beating from different angle.
But how much blame can be placed on the laps of these officials who are part of the 372,000 police officers expected to adequately protect about 180 million Nigerians? Truth be told, though, there are those out of the overstretched agents who diligently conduct covert operations and every now and then come out with successful stories of arrests. But this can have side effects, as there are those who become bad eggs as a result of over-interaction with the crime world. This, the public relations officer of the Nigerian police says will be looked into as the reform takes effect.
People will start seeing the result very, very soon. So it's going to be known as federal SARS.
One of the strong advocates for the overhaul of SARS, human rights activist Femi Falana, had always made it clear how we think the reform can best be achieved.
Instead of promising a reform, all I'm asking for is full and religious compliance with the provisions of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act.
So, with the call for refinement made, expectations are high that there will be an improvement in cordial relations with the public, increased workforce to effectively combat crime, and the needed technological support for the agents to carry out their duties. Then, perhaps the saying, "the police is a friend," will begin to have a nice ring to it. Orolu Ashonibare, Channels Television News.
Tackling climate change has remained a global concern, with the consequences leading to humanitarian crisis in most of the affected areas. Kano State in northern Nigeria has also put up countermeasures with an intervention program of the Nigerian Erosion and Watershed Management Project.
An inspection tour by the Kano State government is aimed at keeping those involved in the rehabilitation of 300 hectares of degraded land up to date with the progress of the project. The tour is being carried out in Gabazawa local government area, Makoda local government, and Shannon local government. This rehabilitation, which involves the management of plantations, is in partnership with the Nigerian Erosion and Watershed Management Project.
What we are here today now is to come and see how far they have gone. But you have gone around and we can see most of these have started germinating, and thank God all the farmers here too are supportive, because they are there also to maintain what they have been given since last year. And quite appreciate the way and manner I saw the area, and everybody is doing his own job here. So really we have to commend Numa for this job well done.
He also believes protecting the forest is the most effective way to tackle desert encroachment.
My call on Nigerians is almost one: they should try and protect our forest. The environmental issue, you bear witness, environmental issues are quite challengeable. And you see, felling of trees randomly, it poses a lot of dangers, more especially with what we are in now. That is why the 197 countries came and signed agreement to fight this global warming.
The Kano State Coordinator of the Nigerian Erosion and Watershed Management Project is positive that the plantation strategy will be a permanent solution.
This project should be able to in the last 2 years, 2017, 2018, be able to cover 400 hectares with plants. And to this, we have already done this. We have identified and mobilized interested farmers to come forward and provide their farmlands and provide cheap labor. Free labor, because these trees that this project is giving out to these farmers is meant to remain with the farmers. Ownership of the trees after they grow will remain with the farmers. And that had been one of the most persistent issues that had been driving people away from practicing forestry program on their farms. They were thinking that ownership of the trees over time will be transferred from the individual farmers to government and things like that. But under this new concept, that farmers are made to be aware that these plants are their own. The produce that they produce will be their own.
The project is expected to continue until 2020.
The Democratic Republic of Congo has begun using the experimental MAB 114 Ebola treatment to counter the latest outbreak of the virus. According to WHO officials, this is the first time the vaccine has been deployed against an active outbreak. 42 people are believed to have died from the hemorrhagic fever in DR Congo's 10th Ebola outbreak since it was discovered in the 1970s. In all, there have been 66 cases of the Ebola outbreak in the DRC, including 39 confirmed and 27 probable cases in the latest flare-up. And that's it on Network Africa. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Temi Jokwe Fagbili.